I want to get something out of the way before I begin, particularly for those of you who are watching at home. I had a client call me one time and say, listen, we really do want you to come speak to us, but we've got one little request. And I said, okay. And she said, could you not lay on that Texas accent so thick? I said, you think this is an act? You think anybody would try to sound like this? I said, now, I mean, this is the way I sound. So if you're nudging your neighbor or you're kind of saying, do you really think she talks like this? This is the way I talk. Now, the second thing I want to get out of the way is, I think it's really important for me to give you my credentials. Because we live in a world of credentials, and if you don't have the proper credentials, you know people don't take us seriously, and they don't think we have any authority. So I'm going to give you my credentials, and here they are. I was a D- student at Alamo Heights High School in San Antonio, Texas. I failed PE 4 years. I took Algebra 1, I failed it, I took it over, I passed it with a D-. I took Algebra 2, failed it, took it over, passed it with a D-. My typing and shorthand teacher, Mrs. Reed, told me, I swear this is gospel, she said, never disgrace my name by applying for a secretarial job. And it was great, because I got to wear his letter jacket and go to the prom, and then after we graduated, he wanted to get married. I figured it was probably my last shot at it, so I said yes. We had a great big church wedding. We got a lot of china, crystal, and silver. We moved with a 52 Chevrolet, a U-Haul trailer, and $48 to Hereford, Texas. Now, in case you're wondering what kind of town Hereford is, I want you to think in your minds what kind of town would be named Hereford. I said, Suzanne, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to get myself a job. I got in that 52 Chevrolet, and I went down Main Street. I went in all the big stores like C.R. Anthony. I told people I was looking for work, and somebody threw me a trick question. She said, what do you do? I said, I'm a secretary. Well, it's the only thing I could think of to say I was. And do you know, lo and behold, the best job in Hereford, Texas was open for a secretary? Secretary to the general manager of the Deaf Smith County Rural Electrification Co-op. And I put on my pink dress with the Peter Pan collar and the white lace, and the pink gloves and the pink shoes and the straw bag with the pink sombreros on it. It was the 50s. And I went out and I met a man by the name of Mr. Leo Forrest, the general manager. And so he gave me an application, and I filled it out. Then he called me into his office. He said, well, I see here you type. I said, yes, sir. He said, what speed? I said, 120 words a minute. He said, do you take shorthand? I went, oh, yeah. He said, what speed? I said, same speed, 120 words a minute. He said, that's very interesting. What would you say if I had my secretary give you a pad and pencil and had you take a letter? You know, I taught shorthand for 7 years. I said, I say goodbye.